Hi traders, just taking a trade on this pound yen. Got most of the euro data out of the way now because it's just gone 9 o'clock UK time, 7 minutes past 4 Eastern morning time. And so with the fibs on this euro yen, we have had a move off of here. But what we've done is we've come right into resistance with high RSI. So I've just taken a position. Actually, they filled me down here, unfortunately. I was hoping to get a little bit higher up there. Just to see, my stop is up here at the moment. If we start to close lower, I'll just manage my stop and try and get the stop to break even if I get a buffer, and see if we can at least come down here and hopefully drop. But it's actually quite a bullish open. We've come off some decent supports on these charts, but the trend on the euro yen is to the downside, and this is a huge level of resistance up here. So I'll pause the video and bring it back later. Okay, so what we've got here at the moment, let's talk about why into this trade and what's potentially going on here. And so could have got a better price. That's a very slight regret here. I should have held out for a little higher. This is my entry here. This is now my stop. So what I've done here is, there was about 30-40 points to be gained from a counter trend trade from this breakout here on the euro yen. But what I've done is I've chosen to stand aside and do a trend trade, and the trend is down. So instead of getting caught up thinking in long terms, I've sold into the highs, sold into this high RSI, and sold into what I call the, or what some people call the ambush zone. So if you look at the fibs on, sorry, you can't quite see it, but the high was up there at 139.50. The low was down here at 138.67, just above a major 50% in the daily chart. So the trend trade was the it's had quite a rough week. We've come down from, I can't remember the exact highs of the week, but I can tell you 142.43. So we've come down 340 points. So what I've been doing, so the trend is definitely down. So all those traders, all the novice traders, got sucked in by going long, whereas I've taken the opportunity to just stand aside and just get in high short. Alright, let's just see how this one works. Okay, so at the moment we had a little pop back to, so we dropped at the ambush zone here, 38.2% fibs on the big move, the overnight move, we should say. Yeah, this is the Asian range, and so I short it up here, hence this little blue line. My stop is now here, and so I've got 20 points at the moment, and just looking to see if we can break down here and get to the 138 that I'm looking for, which will give me 116 points. Okay, we'll take a look and later on and see how that works out. Okay, we're trying to hold on this, just under this 139 here on this 5-minute 50 EMA, but if we look at the other time frames, you'll see why I took this. Oops, you can't see that. This is a 60-minute chart I had with fibs on this last move. From here and here, and all the highs are selling. So big drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, pull back. And also I've sold this fib resistance here, looking to see if we can breach the 127 and go down to the 161. Okay, so trend trading. Yeah, on the 5-minute chart, the small time frame, this was potentially gonna push through to the daily pivot, on the bigger time frame, and the bigger time frame you go, the more you can see what I'm looking at. Yeah, we keep making, we've had 2 days of lower closes after this retest this resistance area. So we had drop, whoops, didn't really do that. Just pull that back. So basically, yeah, we have dropped, pull back, dropped, pull back, dropped, pull back. At the moment they can't hold this. Okay, so we're channeling down, and I'm looking for this. You can see my limit order down there at 800. Let's see if we get it. Okay, so on this one, I've just trailed my stop down. My stop is locked in. I'm plus 33 at the moment. Locked in my stop just up here. And actually, as the data comes out, I'm going to lock it in a bit more. Okay, locked in quite a lot of profit, and we'll see how that one goes. Okay, so we're just coming up to the data. I've got my stop up here at 895, so very close. If it whips me out, that's fine. There was my entry up there at, well, they filled me at 916. I'll try to get higher. Data's just coming out, so let's just see if this works. Yeah, it's working. So nice little spike down. I can drag my stop down actually. So they come and stop me out, that's fine. Currently 40 points up. My target is 138. I'm looking for this to plunge. Currently 45 points up. Might just bounce. Yeah, a lot of support there. If the data's horrible, then maybe they'll punch through. It's hesitating with this support. It looks as if they want to take it through. So the fib ambush play. Yeah, I look good into the open of the Euro section, and they ambushed it. Actually did this time last week as well. Seems to remember this time last week we had a push up, and later in the session they turned it around and dropped it hard. So I've got 45 points in the account, not in the bank, and a stop to 880, this S1 pivot. We look as if we are getting a push through. If we start to drop hard, I'll just manage the stop again, just drag the stop down. 138. Yeah, it's another 70-point drop is quite ambitious, but we'll see. Okay, I'll pause the video and see what happens. Okay, look as if they're finally just breaking through. Here we go, beginning to pop. So I can just sit here and just drag the stop down. So I've locked in, let me see, 916, locked in about 28, 38, locked in about 40 points out of 53 at the moment. Pound yen's dropping quite hard as well. as you'd expect. Dow's coming down. FTSE's at now just around the 6,500 mark. So I wonder if I'm going to get my 138 then. So we are breaking weekly lows now. Might as well drag the stop a little bit further down. It's always nice just to keep the profit locked in. Just go above that resistance. And I'll pause the video. Okay, so still pushing lower here. Coming to my 127 extension at 44. So I'm 65 points up at the moment. And just continuing to lower my stop. Right, I'll pause the video again. Coming up to test my, looks like it might come and test my stop. Obviously 850 is a big round number, 50% on the daily. But I was prepared to risk a few points just to see if we can dive through 50. We might still do it, but it looks as if they want to drag it up first. But let's see. I mean, I'm not stopped out yet, so I'll hang on. Still going. My stop is 56 now here. This little line here. This little yellow dot is my stop. We've hit 127 extension. The 161 extension is right down here at 815, and my exit order is 803. But by managing it, I can try and trap as much as I can. Everything else is coming down with it. We'll have to call this Turn Down Friday. This is the second Friday in a row that we've had this kind of move. The thing that's triggered it is a decrease in European inflation. The reason why that is worrying, this is one of the most key aspects of the 07-08 crash, because everybody's got very, very strong memories of what has happened to Japan over the 20-year period where they suffered horrendous deflation. Deflation is far, far more damaging than inflation, particularly when you've got practically zero interest rates. So you can't drop them any further to try and stimulate the inflation. Inflation is a healthy ingredient in a healthy economy as long as it's within a good range. A good range is normally about 2 to 4%, but inflation in the US and Europe is well under that and struggling. So deflation is the issue, and the market is not happy with that, and it is showing that in these charts. Alright, well, I'm just going to leave this alone. I'll come back and see if I get stopped out or see if my target gets taken out. Okay, I'm out of this trade now, so we've got getting a bounce up here into the sort of 60 area. 127 extension was a good target. Could have just taken that off, no problem there. I risked about another 12 points or so just to see if that could roll over, but it hasn't. Alright, so I'm out for about 65 points, and I will leave you there and see what comes up again. And hope you enjoyed that, and join us in the room if you want to take part in these kind of trades. Room is open from US session on Monday through to the rest of the week, which is Euro and then US session. So Tuesday to Friday it's 8 o'clock in the morning UK time, 1 o'clock in the afternoon UK time, and on Mondays it's 1 o'clock only. Alright, hope you enjoyed that, and see you soon.